everybody, Tyrone the God 3 here, and since it's still November, at least the last few days of November, I feel that since Naruto's manga series is over, I would talk a little bit more about Naruto. So if you all haven't already watched my discussion video on Naruto's part 1, when Naruto and the others were still kids and stuff, you can click on that right at the description, so you can enjoy that video. But this video will be a top 5 video. Hi, I hear. Yeah. We got the idea. Top 5 nerd. Well, top 5 Naruto characters. There's no real way for me to really transition to that, so let's just get started. Naruto has a lot of characters, a giant, huge roster of characters and cast, and that gets even more expansive in Shippuden. My one problem with Naruto, though, is that they usually don't flesh out a lot of the characters other than Team 7. That's a whole nother conversation for another video, but as of now, let's discuss the characters in Naruto that I do like for my own personal reasons. I'm still going to troll you. Whatever. Let's get started. Number 5. Ino. Now, I know what you're thinking. What? Ino? That's a weird character. Well, this is mostly because I wanted a female character on the list. At least one. A lot of the female characters in Naruto don't really get any spotlight, to be perfectly honest. I mean, when they do, it's there, but it's clearly not there when you compare it to, like, Naruto or Sasuke or the others. Ino, I like Ino not for her character on the series, but what potentially her character could have been. I should probably back up a bit. It started when I started playing the game Naruto Ultimate Ninjas 2 and 3, and then later on played the Ultimate Ninja Storm series. What I see from Ino is a very acrobatic ninja. I also like the way she looks. I mean, just look at her. And even more so in the Shippuden series. She looks great. It's a shame that her rival is... Anyway, Ino just has a great style, and she's just... I love the idea of a very acrobatic-like female ninja who specializes in flowers, which can make for some very cool, like, poisonous attacks and things like that, which they definitely try to work on in the series, or at least in the video games, well, that she took place in. I also like her mind transfer jutsu. It's a very useful jutsu. It does serve as a double-edged sword with her taking the damage of whatever her opponent takes, but for certain missions, I feel it could be a very useful skill. My only problem with Ino, and the reason why she's not higher on the list, is because they don't flush her out any. That's the problem with most of the Naruto characters and cast. They don't flush them out enough. Naruto's usually getting all of the spotlight, and if it's not him, then it's Sasuke or Sakura who usually hogs most of it for part 1, and for part 2, it may be a lot of the other characters, but mostly Naruto gets all of the spotlight. So, my top 5 favorite on this list, number 5, is Ino, only because of what Ino could have potentially been and not so much the character she is. Granted, she's a cool character and all, it's just, I wish they did more with her. Number 4, Sasuke Uchiha. I want to put in parentheses, which I probably did already, that this is the Sasuke from part 1 and not the Sasuke from part 2 that earns the list. Part 1 Sasuke was really cool, like, let's just put it that way. He was a really cool ninja. He was ahead of his time as far as age-wise, because he was already mastering elemental jutsus like the fireball technique. And he also knew other various jutsus like the Chidori and the Sharingan very early on, making him a very interesting character. And when it came to much stronger fighters like Rock Lee, Neji, and Gaara appearing in the Chunin exam, Sasuke knew that his skills were good, but he had to step his game up. And that's basically what happened in the whole course of the Chunin exams that made Sasuke very interesting. I mean, except for when he used the curse mark. That was kind of messed up. But even that brought some form of ominous that made Sasuke's character even more interesting. I know he becomes evil later on and then goes back to good again or something like that. I don't know. But as of now, Sasuke came off to be a very interesting, cool character that also served as a stepping stone to help Naruto grow even more. One thing I really liked about Sasuke was just his ability to adapt to certain situations based on what other ninjas have done. For example, when he used the Lion's Barrage Taijutsu technique that he basically never uses again, after watching Rock Lee use his primary Lotus attack. So it's a very interesting thing to note that just by watching Rock Lee, he was able to implement a move similar to that of his. He was even able to copy Rock Lee's speed when he fought against Gaara. It's kind of cool to see other ninjas push each other in order to do spectacular things, and this is no different. You could argue that it's the Sharingan that's helping Sasuke out, but I like to think of a lot of it as using Sasuke's natural skill of adaptation in order to increase his own skills as a ninja. So that's pretty cool. Part 2 Shippuden, the Shippuden version of Sasuke is... let's just put it this way. He's very indecisive. At one point he wants to destroy Itachi, and then he finally gets to that, and then he wants to destroy the village, then he wants to become Hokage, then he... it's just a bunch of chaos that I really don't care about. It's one of the reasons that Sasuke's number 4 in this list instead of higher. So let's move on. Number 3. Naruto Uzumaki. What the heck? Why am I this low on the list? Naruto, calm down. This show's literally called Naruto. Let me get on to that. I agree. I'm kind of upset with this decision too. Hey, both of you, stay out of this. Let me explain. The reason I like Naruto is a very odd reason, and it does make the viewer watching this video further ask, why is he this low on the list? To be honest, I kind of relate to Naruto. The kid that basically gets discriminated by against everyone. Nobody wants to deal with him. He's hyperactive in order to show off himself but get more respect. He's basically yearning for a friend. That's basically the whole reason Naruto acts out, is because he's lonely. So he feels that he should be hyperactive and a knucklehead and a hothead. That's basically how I was for a large duration of my life. And then he later on gets friends afterwards. Naruto's basically a reminder to me that even though I don't have much, or even though there's a lot of people out there that view me as invisible, it's the friends that I do make and the family that I do gain respect from that helps me grow as a person overall. Plus, I also cosplayed as Naruto twice in an anime convention, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, and it was actually a really good costume. I was one of the only few to do it too, and a lot of people really liked it. Anyway, to dig further deeper into this, what I can say from Naruto is that he's an outcast at the start of this, and I can basically relate to that. And the fact that he becomes a hero later on in the series, and not even just that, like after he beats Pain and gets the respect of everyone in the village and everyone loves him, it just gives me the message that all I have to do is stick to who I am and everything will be alright. I know it sounds kind of cheesy and sappy and emotional and crappy, but at the same time, it is a very important thing that I hold when I look at the character Naruto. He may be annoying, he may be obnoxious, and he may be an outcast, but that's the thing. He's an outcast, and I relate to outcasts because I am one. So, that's why Naruto's on the list. Why is he so low on the list, you ask, though, and why isn't he number 1? Because he's freaking in everything. Naruto gets the most screen time in the entire series. I can't go off to enjoy any of the other characters because Naruto's in them. Do you know how much interesting some of these filler episodes would be if Naruto wasn't even involved? Think about it. Every time they had, after the battle that Naruto had with Sasuke, they kept showing a bunch of filler missions that Naruto would do in order to close the gap between this series and Shippuden because it was getting too close to the manga. Problem was, Naruto was on every team. There would be one where Hinata and Kiba are on a team, and then Naruto's just in the team randomly. Or there'd be one where Rock Lee, Tenten, and Neji are on the team, and Naruto's there too. Do you want to know how interesting it would have been if I had watched a lot of missions that don't include Naruto? Just give me one. Let's just give me a few episodes. Just at least 10. That don't include Naruto in them. Not 10 in a row. Naruto can still show his face somewhere. But you know how cool and interesting and fleshed out each of these characters would have been if they had showed episodes without Naruto? He floods up the entire goddamn series. I know the series is literally called Naruto, but at the exact same time, you have given me literally like 40 characters right off the bat. Use them! Ugh. So that's why I'm number 3, huh? Yes, you're everywhere. Whatever. Freaking everywhere. You're everywhere. Anyway, let's move on to number 2. Rock Lee. The handsome devil of the Leaf Village. What can I really say? Rock Lee is an oddball, and I love it. He's comical. Not sure why his crush is Sakura, which is really, really dumb. But I think that crush dies out later on. Anyway, Rock Lee's a very comical ninja, but a very sad ninja when you stop to think about it. Other than not being able to use ninjutsu or genjutsu, he's tried his hardest to catch up with Neji, much like the relationship that Naruto has with Sasuke. The difference is, Rock Lee has a niche of being unable to use ninjutsu or genjutsu. He's trying to be the best ninja that he can be, and he's literally crippled like the others are, or unlike the others are. Even the weakest ninja, Sakura, has something. Rock Lee, unfortunately, has no access to ninjutsu or genjutsu, which makes for a very tragic story of a ninja who has nothing trying to make the best of what he got. And to be fair, he was literally one of the strongest ninjas during the Chunin exams. And potentially he would have been the strongest if he had unlocked all 8 gates. Unfortunately, that means he would have died. That's the other thing though. He held his own against Gaara. He's one of the first ninjas to ever do any damage to Gaara. Yeah, Gaara never got damaged before Rock Lee came around. The other thing that's really sad about Rock Lee, unfortunately, was after the fight with Gaara, when he was unable to use his right arm and right leg. Or left arm and left leg. Can't remember which one. The picture will help. Anyway, he was disabled for a long amount of time. And it got to him that he was unable to be used in fights. And he was a very popular character too, so it really hit where it hurt. But that made it all the more better when he was able to get back into the fight. And then it was very comical when he even helped Naruto fight off against Kidomaru while he was drunk. Everything about Rock Lee just screams, I can do it even if you hold me down. More so than even Naruto. And that's why I respect Rock Lee. And his moves are freaking awesome. 5th gate? But with all of that said, who is the number 1 best Naruto character to me? Well, first I want to take a moment to make an honorable mention for Sai. I think Sai is pretty cool just because of his lack of social knowledge. And in Shippuden, it makes for a very hilarious character. And a very blank slate character at that because of his the way his emotions are set. But Sai slowly grows through the series. They're subtle growths, but they're growths. And he's not flooded with 1,000 flashbacks like the others are. So it makes for a very cool character. But other than that, yeah, Sai should be mentioned. Anyway, my favorite character in the entire Naruto series is Shikamaru Nara. Shikamaru Nara is very, very awesome. First of all, Shikamaru comes off as a character that should be brushed off in the middle, basically when the series begins. I mean, the moment you start the series, Shikamaru doesn't seem like a very noticeable ninja. He's literally one of the background ninjas when the series begins. Nobody pays any attention, and he's basically lazy. How does he pay all of that off in the Chunin exams? He's one of the smartest ninja in the Chunin exams. There was a funny running joke of all of his opponents being girls in the first part, but he outsmarted each of them. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a sexist joke saying that males are smarter than females, which I hope not, because that'd be bad. But the point is, he was able to trick all of his opponents and continue onwards. Shikamaru may not have any enthusiasm or initiative, but he definitely makes up for it by becoming one of the smartest ninjas. And in Shippuden, they even did their best to flesh out his character a bit more. Not only does he become the leader of a lot of the teams that are set up because he's the only ninja to pass the Chunin exam since it got interrupted during the whole Sound Ninja, Sand Ninja ambush, but he makes his position as leader well known because of his high intelligence. He treats all battles like a game of chess, and he even states that jutsus aren't your only weapons in a fight, making him the best. He can set up traps, and he can basically take all of the situations, even if he doesn't have much chakra left, and turn them completely around on his opponent. Shikamaru can literally take nothing and make it into something. And that's why I like Shikamaru. So, what are your top 5 favorite characters? Tell me in the comment sections. Tyrone the Guy 3 out.